Okay, so I decided not to take the fuel tank out because I had to move too much other stuff and there's a lot of rusted bolts that I don't want to snap. So we decided to just flush the fuel tank through, drop the bung out of it, flush it through, flush about 20 litres of petrol through there. It's actually quite clean, so not too worried about that. Topped it back up with some fresh fuel, and the engine still doesn't idle nicely, so we're gonna have to do something about that.
You did a thing, didn't you? I don't know, Caleb. That thing?
Okay, so got some things to be able to service this engine, new spark plugs, some oil filter, things like that, and we're going to do a service and we'll see how it runs then, whether it idles or not. I think the spark plugs are the problem for why it won't idle, because it's a little bit too lumpy. Shouldn't be that lumpy, it sounds like it's missing slightly. So new spark plugs, see if it idles, new oil filter, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we're going to drop the oil. Oh, a bit tight. See what this looks like. A little bit dodgy. Probably been in there for quite a while. So I'll let that drain. Alright, while that oil's draining, might as well have a look at these spark plugs. Already cracked the first one. I'll get that out. Look, I don't know if the camera will focus on that, but that is quite burnt, that spark plug. So, see what the rest are like. Put some fresh ones in. Alright, that's all the spark plugs out and changed. Now we're going to try this old rusty as oil filter off. Load it down in there. Probably going to need a tool for that. Yep, definitely. Just quickly show how average these spark plugs are. If the camera's not going to focus on them, but they're very burnt, have a lot of carbon build up, so I hope that's the problem. Otherwise we move on to cleaning the carby. So yeah, this oil filter, there we go. Wow, that has seen better days. Anyway. Put the new one in, I guess. Okay. New oil filter, new spark plugs, put the bung back in, top it up with fresh oil, and then we can give it a start and see what happens. Oh, sick.
You gonna walk them through what's happening?
No, I was just gonna play this part.
A bit of June water.
This is what you fill up the engine with, mate.
Toyota.
They run great on waters.
Yeah, let me pull it. I'll go there.
It's just fucking up here already. It's got to fill the oil filter too.
Nowhere to be seen.
Okay, so we figured out what the problem is. This little plug right here was not plugged in. It's unplugged like that. And basically what had happened is, because of that, I'm not sure what valve it opens inside the carby, but it idles rough. So to compensate, you have to turn the idle screw really, really high. And then when I plugged this back in, just started revving out like 2000 RPM. So then I was like, oh, I wonder if we just turn the idle screw down at that, whether it'll idle. And now it runs perfectly. Show you guys what the problem was with idle. So plug this little blue. That's what would happen. It would just start revving right up. Unplug it. It would idle again, but rough. So the way to fix it: screwdriver. like that, all because this little plug wasn't in properly. Now if you disconnect that, she dies. But it's all good, got it running. Alright, so idle's good, serviced, new spark plugs, new oil filter, air filter's still all good. Gotta get a new inline fuel filter for it, that'll probably be a good idea. Tank's got fuel. The clutch master cylinder is cooked. It's all leaking on the inside, so I'll have to get a new master cylinder. Probably just get both master and slave. And we'll fit those. Probably do that in the next episode. But when I was underneath the car, dropping the oil and looking at the fuel tank, I noticed how rusty the chassis is. Even the fuel lines to the second tank, look how rusted that is. The cover for the fuel tank, drive shaft, the body mounts. Oh, that is yuck. So that's the floor pan, rusted so bad, didn't notice that before. So I don't think we're gonna be able to do a proper cleanup of this car. I think it's just gonna have to be leave it rough and send it. But anyway, that's alright. We can do that too. That's fun. Bonus, don't actually have to care too much about the car anymore. It's all rusted so bad. Just forget about making it look nice. As long as it drives and has four-wheel drive, we can take it places. So that's probably it for this episode. Next episode we'll probably do master and slave cylinder for the clutch. Maybe take a look at the brakes. Notice we might do the coolant hoses in the near future as well. See how everything goes with that. And then maybe we can take it for a first drive. Once that clutch works, should easily be able to take it for a quick drive. Should hear it run one more time, eh? Oh, we disconnected the battery.